It's just occurred to me we really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
I blame myself.
So do I.
Well, no sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yeah. Now let's get ready. Switch me on. I don't think you're crazy.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
I also don't think you're crazy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Ghostheads Radio Show. My name, Ted, a.k.a. Steady, at your service. If you're in the chat, say what's up. We got a great show for you guys. In just a few minutes, I'm going to be joined by promoter Paul King, who's in charge of the Midland Mall Comic Con, and they have a fantastic event next month. It's going to be up in the Michigan area, and it is going to be all about Ghostbusters. Their big theme for their event is Ghostbusters, especially Frozen Empire. And so we're going to be talking about all the activities, the vendors, everything that they're going to be doing up in Midland, Michigan for this event that's going down March 2nd and 3rd, 2024. And that's on 6800 Eastman Avenue in Midland, Michigan. Also, later on in the show, we're going to be joined by Ghosthead Tom, aka Tom Henry, who's a part of the Containment Unit, Autographs and Collectibles group. If you've been following me, you heard about the Bill Murray event that happened in Austin a few weeks ago. I've been sharing a few reels and stories and videos from the event. Hopefully, you've been able to catch that. It was fantastic. Tom was also in attendance. And so later on in the show, Tom's going to be joining me, and we're just going to talk about the event, sort of conclude our coverage of what was a unforgettable night. Bill Murray in Austin, Texas, just outside of Austin, Texas, and he was just unbelievable, doing so many things. There was like activities set up around the event, but we're going to talk about that in the second half of the show. Before we get to Paul King, let's talk about the news and the happenings and the ongoings of Ghostbusters, shall we? First of which is, if you haven't heard, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire merchandise is officially on the online store. That's right. All the good things you've been waiting for finally out, not just toys. We're talking apparel, we're talking accessories. Let's take a look here. Awesome Garaka t-shirt, tall, dark, and horny. Knew that was going to be a thing, right? Ecto C enamel pin. I know a bunch of you guys out there are huge pin fans, so you're going to be grabbing that. We have beanies, hoodies, tumblers is the new craze, right? So everybody go get your tumbler. There are more pins. You got the engineer core pin. That's going to be huge. Finally, some hats. Razor Cult hats looks awesome. Let's see. Gadget hoodie. There's the Ghost Trap blankets, engineer core t-shirt, pillows galore. Let's look at page 2. More t-shirts, and then you start getting into your Funko Pop that's already been released, as well as the action figures. So if you're missing out on any of those things, there you go. Check it out. Ooh, a patch set. Let's look at that. Oh, this is probably... Oh, they should show you all the patches. Looks like... Ecto 1 license plate, no ghost logo, and then the mini puff. Okay, there you go. So yeah, if you guys haven't heard, Go check out the online store. If you want to get a link, all you got to do is hit up our website at www.countdowncitygeeks.com and you can check that out. It's actually one of our latest stories, and that's not the only thing going on. I'm sure a lot of you folks saw that the Ghostbusters official social media page is actually released Valentine's cards that you can download and print out, give them to your kids, give them to your loved ones. They're not the only ones getting to the Valentine's Day game. Ilphonic is also offering Valentine's cards based on their popular games. So, of course, you got the Ghostbusters, Spirits Unleashed, Valentine's cards. You also have Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Valentine's cards. And then Arcageddon is another game that they have. Let's take a look at the Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed set. I may possess your mind, but you possess my heart. Oh, these are cute. I think I should be your Valentine. Emphasis on I. I'm always hungry for your love. If I use these lines on my wife, she'll get a kick out of that. Let Lunk be your hunk. I've got all eyes on you, Valentine. So yeah, if you want to see those, you can also check out our website, countdowncitygeeks.com. Those are the top two stories of the day. Ghostbusters Happy Valentine's Day cards. There you go. If you're in the chat, say what's up. Where are you repping? A lot of things happening right now. Let's see here. We talked a little bit about the trailer. I did a reaction video last week. There are, if you're in the South Texas or Texas area, uh, pay close attention to some of the groups around the area. There are going to be some events happening because I'm in the Texas area, so we talk quite frequently actually. And so all around Texas, there are going to be events for Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, and I do not want you guys to miss it. So if you're anywhere around, just keep an eye out, especially on this channel, because we're going to be sharing those things, those ongoings, those happenings when they occur. We got some folks in the chat. Mr. Quinn says, "What's up, Ted? What's going on, Kev?" Pac-Man, what's up, Steady? What's going on, sir? Good to see y'all both. Thank you for being here. So yeah, back to the events. Especially in the San Antonio area, we are very lucky. And there's actually something I can share right now. If you've been following our show, Ghostheads Radio, for about a year, last year during Ghostbusters Day, we were at the famous Kung Fu Saloon, which is home at the time, which is home to the only Ghostbusters speakeasy in the United States. Now, I know Chicago has the Wonderverse, and they have their own kind of a speakeasy type deal. So we'll go ahead and let them share the wealth now. But if you are in San Antonio, if you're around San Antonio, you definitely want to join us on, forgive me, we're going to be doing a Frozen Empire launch at Kung Fu Saloon. This is going to take place on Wednesday, the 27th. I know the movie comes out 22nd, but we're going to do like a celebration party the Wednesday after the official release. So if you want more information, just stay tuned. We'll have all the details going out there. What you can expect. You can expect Ghostbusters from the San Antonio and surrounding areas, in flight suits, proton packs, the whole works. Drink specials, all Ghostbusters themed. The last time we were there, they had an old fashioned that they called the Stay Puffed Old Fashioned. It had a toasted marshmallow on top. Oh my god, it was to die for. But yeah, that's going to be taking place Wednesday the 27th. Flyers and all that information is going to be coming out. We got over a month, right? But this is something I can share right now. So stay tuned for the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire launch party at Kung Fu Saloon in San Antonio, Texas, home of the first, not the last, but home of the first Ghostbusters Speakeasy. What's in the Speakeasy? It is decked out with memorabilia from Ghostbusters 84, Ghostbusters 2. You have, of course, you have a framed picture of Vigo. I'll tell you a few things, not everything. You have a statue of Stay Puffed, Terror Dog. Um, it's decked out. Most of it's decked out like the library from 84, which is really awesome. And then you also have a Statue of Liberty in one corner overlooking the skylight, which is really awesome. Yeah, so there's actually more stuff than that that I don't want to spoil, but plenty of things to go and check out at the Kung Fu Saloon in San Antonio, Texas. All right, we're a few minutes away from being joined by Paul King, and maybe I can just get a head start. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just get a little bit of a head start. Coming up very soon is Mr. Paul King. Paul is the promoter for the Midland Mall Comic Con up in the Michigan area. They're gonna have everything Ghostbusters themed. Hey, more people in the chat. Bryce is here saying, "What's up? What's going on, Bryce?" Hashtag Terry Pryor's in the chat saying hello. Everybody give me a hashtag Team Terry, please. Hashtag Team Terry. We're just talking about the Midland Mall Comic Con. So this is taking place March 2nd and 3rd. Times are there as well. I have some information, but I want Paul to kind of talk about everything else. Everything is going to be themed Ghostbusters. We're talking vendors selling Ghostbusters, either items, not only like things you expect, but also things that are made like crafts and whatnot, Ghostbusters themed, prints, collectibles, all that good stuff. Cosplay contest, awesome. Video game tournaments, Dungeons and Dragons matches, freaking cool. And everybody's in the chat. Pac-Man, Team Terry, Bryce, Team Terry, Kevin Quinn, Team Terry. Awesome, guys. Oh, yeah. So Midland Mall Comic Con up in Midland, Michigan. It's going to be a big gathering of all the Michigan teams. I know there's a bunch. Who knows exactly how many Michigan teams are there? I think, Kev, you might know for sure. There's at least like 7 or 8 Michigan teams all going to be converging at this event. So if you want something to do first weekend in March that's Ghostbusters related, and you are in and around the Michigan area, go check out Midland Mall Comic Con. It'll be a blast. Kev says 10. Yeah, I knew it. There's like 10 teams up in the Michigan area. And yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. All right. In just a moment, going to be joined by Paul. 10 Ghostbusters groups. Yes, sir. That's a lot. That's a lot of groups. Let's see here. All right. Just got a notification message from Paul. He'll be here in just a minute. Let's see what else. What else? These events are fantastic. Because if you are a Ghostbusters fan, you're gonna get a big sort of it's a big family, especially when all these come together. When I got started in my Ghostbusters chapter, it actually started at an event similar to this. Uh, just outside San Antonio, we had 5 teams that all came down here for what was called a film festival. However, there was only one featured celebrity, and that was the great Ernie Hudson. And so we actually had teams from Houston, Dallas, Austin, and here. And then I think there was one more that I'm forgetting. But we had them all lined up. The one of the coolest parts was as I was announcing Ernie Hudson, because I was the master of ceremonies at this event, really cool event. Promoters, great promoters that organized it. As I was announcing Ernie Hudson, I actually had all the Ghostbusters that were in attendance. It's probably like a dozen or so. Walk ahead of Ernie out of the hallway in front of a massive sold out crowd. Not sold out, but those are like well over a few hundred people that were in this auditorium. They were all there to have a Q&A session with Ernie, and then afterwards we all watched Ghostbusters Afterlife. So that was the coolest part. Is I had everybody walk out, and everybody comes from all walks of life when you're in a Ghostbuster group and you're bringing all these groups together. Everybody looks different. Everybody's got on different colored suits. Everybody had different packs. Everybody had different proton packs. Some of the cool ones, I gotta admit, were from the Austin team, the Dallas team, because they go all out. They actually like mod their packs close to the game. Not Spirits Unleashed, that didn't come out yet because this was back in 2018. So Ghostbusters the game, you know how back in the Ghostbusters, the remastered video game, they had packs modded. Well, there's some people out there that can actually do that. They can mod their packs just incredibly. They had canisters of like slime, like bubbling, and they had meters from the game built into their packs, and it just blew my mind. So I got a kick out of that. That was a great event that brought a lot of teams together. That's the whole reason I brought this up, because you got to see. This might have been the first time this ever happened too in Texas. You got to see these different groups come together for the first time, and man, just every family that walked in with their kids, eyes light up. You know, you're seeing a massive group of Ghostbusters all decked out. Oh, mind you, we were standing in front of an Ecto One, like a fantastic looking Ecto One. Um, and so yeah, just kids and families that walked in, eyes get all bright. They're on top of the world, and for us, it was the first time that I'd been a part of something like that. And so getting the opportunity to see what effect you can have on people, I automatically knew I'm in. I'm in completely. Um, so yeah, ever since 2019, I guess it was 2019, maybe. Um, just incredible. One second here. Paul is having some issues. Yeah. So fantastic time. So I urge, not urge, I recommend, if you're in a state that has multiple groups, hopefully there's no bad blood between anybody. Find ways to bring those groups together. Find a way to put out an event that brings you all in one place at one time and converse with the public, converse with the population. Because I promise you, if you haven't done it yet, great things can happen. Absolutely. I never forgot that day. Mainly because Ernie was there, but also because of how it felt. How it felt wearing the flight suit, how it felt meeting with people, taking, you know, dozens of photos every single day, and then just being a part of the franchise more than I ever had before. Up until that point, I had just been a fan, and I grew up with it, and I was a child of this franchise. Um, but Ghostbusters was still something I enjoyed, maybe from a outside point of view or just from a fan point of view. Throwing on the flight suit, being a part of all these other teams, and meeting with everybody, spending a weekend with Ernie. We got to hang out multiple days with Ernie. That was again another experience I just won't ever forget. So let's see here. We're going to wait on Paul. He's gonna try and get his thing to work. I'm gonna bring on my next guest. I said I had 2 guests tonight, and I'm gonna keep my promise. Uh, Going to finish our discussion about Bill Murray in Austin, Texas. I talked about it at the beginning of the show. He came down for an event. It was an event that sort of celebrated his prior works. They had exhibits and activities based on some of his older films, Ghostbusters, Garfield, Space Jam, everything. And he just would go around hanging out with people. All right. Let's see here. I got 2 guys in the chat right now. All right. Let's go ahead. You know what? I started to do this. Tom, hang on one second. I'm gonna bring on Paul because we got to finish this discussion real quick. From the Midland Mall Comic Con, y'all make some noise for Paul King. What's going on, sir?
Hey, how we doing? Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. I talked a little bit about the event, but I want to make sure that I brought you on to kind of cover anything I might have missed. So, Paul, March 2nd and 3rd, you are putting on the Midland Mall Comic Con up there in the Michigan area.
That is
And
correct.
this year, you are going all out on Ghostbusters themed, right?
Correct, because it's the 40th anniversary, so I got to do my buddies right.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. So I'm going to share the flyer here. What else can you tell us about the event?
Well, it's amazing because as of right now, I have about 11 or 12 different Ghostbuster groups coming up, including a group from Canada, Windsor, Canada. So I'm really excited about that. I'm sporting
Fantastic.
my Ghostbuster shirt right here, custom made for me by Gulio Geek. And it's got some custom slime on it. Got slime on it in some areas. Got
Nice.
slime on the back. So I'm going to be wearing this shirt there and just having a blast. What's really important about this show is I wanted to honor my friends in the 40th anniversary. Ghostbusters is iconic, as we all know, but we have like all sorts of artists making special artwork for this. We have people making special glow in the dark tumblers. We have my friends from Schultz Popcorn are making Ghostbuster green popcorn. They're making Ecto Slime cooler lemonade. So many artists have made some really cool pieces, and I'm really, really excited. What we're going to have special at the show is we're going to have Dungeons and Dragons matches. We're going to be having cosplay contests both days. And what I'm really excited about is we're actually opening a category for furries. So furries can come on out there and stuff like that. Furries need their own category because they have such a exotic and amazing costume that they win a lot of the prizes and stuff like that, or they're not accepted in a lot of places. So I want them to know they're accepted here. We actually have a video game tournament going on and there's going to be $1,000 worth of cash prizes. And we're going to have Ghostbusters, superheroes, Star Wars, Marvel, Minions. I heard even Audrey 2 is going to be there, a prop from Audrey 2. We're going to have just amazing activities there. And one of the things I'm really, really proud of is my friends from Creations by Generations. It's 4 generations of ladies, a grandma, a mom, and 2 sisters. They are making a Ghostbuster training academy. Basically, you're going to go in there and you're going to sign up right there. Good job. Good job. And they're going to get a badge and get a picture taken, and they're going to get a real Ghostbuster badge, which is going to be amazing. They're going to collect their own slime out of a special slime trough. They're going to paint their own Slimer or their own Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and they're going to shoot with special proton pack Nerf guns, Slimer, and Stay Puft. And a
Bravo.
couple other activities they're going to do there. And they make all this stuff by hand. Last year they did a dinosaur dig pit, and it was amazing. And I'm just excited to bring this Comic-Con here because it's very family friendly. It's for the kids and the adults. And we just want to bring the community together and have fun. And with it being Ghostbuster themed, I'm very proud that I could do that and invite all the Ghostbusters here because it's my show and I wanted to do something different. Most Comic-Cons don't have a theme like this or honor any group.
Right.
And I know several Ghostbusters. I've known them for several years, and we've done a lot of great work together, a lot of charity work. And they've come out to my shows, and I thought this was a great way to honor and give back to the Ghostbuster group, community, and the fans.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's a great way to celebrate the 40th anniversary, and it sounds like you got the vendors and everybody else to kind of buy into the same concept. So I highly recommend this to like anybody who's in the area. If you are a Ghostbuster fan, if you're in the Michigan area, or if you need to be at a Ghostbusters themed event first weekend of March, I feel like this is the best place to be. Hit up Midland Mall Comic Con.
Thank
What
you.
else can you tell us
Thank you.
about
Go ahead.
ticket prices or anything else? Details?
Oh, there's going to be all sorts of prizes for the cosplay contest. We have actually some limited edition art that was made by Art of Old School. My buddy Craig there made a really cool Ghostbuster piece. He's only going to have 40 pieces made and has our logo on it. I get the first one for the shop, and he put it out today. We advertised, and it was a huge hit. We have a couple other artists. Alligator made a couple Ghostbuster pieces. I can actually show it on the phone real quick. They are amazing. And I'm just excited to see what these people can do for us. They are so on board with doing things for us. So I know it's kind of small, or I'm not sure if you can see that, but
Hey, Stay Puffed.
we got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I know it's not as good quality, but then we got a Terror Dog. I know you can't see it as well. I promise you, it looks a lot better when you actually got it on there. And she made a Slimer, and there's a lot of cool things. I'm just really excited for all the different vendors that said, you know what, Paul, Ghostbusters is a great idea. We want to help out. They want to donate. One of the cross-stitch people that comes to all my shows is making some Slimers and making some Stay Puft Marshmallow Men that glow in the dark. And it's just amazing how many people are so excited for Ghostbusters. I can't tell you, but you'll have to see in a few days. We did a couple cool promos, and my buddy who's putting them all together and editing them, I'll make sure that Bob and the other Ghostbuster people get them and can share them with everybody. But we spared no expense for this show. I went out and I spent extra money to make sure it was amazing. I wish I was more prepared, but I actually have special artwork that was donated. I have special badges that was donated. The flyer was made by one of my awesome artist friends, Zach, from Star Seekers Designs. There's going to be so many amazing pieces that you'll never find anywhere else made just for this Ghostbuster show.
You've already sold me. I hope you're selling everybody else that's watching right now. And you talked a little bit about the popcorn sort of being Ghostbuster themed earlier. We actually have some of the flavors that are being featured.
Yes.
Zool's kettle corn, Slimer's famous green popcorn, Walter Peck's dill pickle.
And what's amazing about this popcorn company right here, Schultz Popcorn, is I met them in at a Ghostorama show in August of last year. They seemed to like my product, my toys, and we hit it off really well. They've been to so many of my shows. They made gift certificates to donate to the kids for prizes. They make their popcorn geared towards my show or whatever my events are. And they're amazing. And we did try Ecto Slime Cooler lemonade at a previous event. They made some for me. And they're actually donating to Pam's Creations, who makes cool tumblers. She makes the cool green tumblers. They had the slime in there and the glow in the dark. They're
Yeah.
donating a coupon to put in there. If you buy one of her tumblers, you bring it to them, you get $1 off their lemonade. It's amazing how my people work together.
I love it. Synergy. You gotta love it.
It's
Paul
all
is
about having fun and bringing people together and stuff. And I'm so happy that this year we could be the Ghostbusters. I think we have 5 vehicles lined up already, and we're going to be actually have parking spots for them so they can be out front so everybody can see them. Unfortunately, the mall won't let us bring vehicles in there, which is a good thing because we need that room for the vendors.
No, that's very true, right? Keep the vendors safe away from
Yes.
weather and all that good stuff. So yeah, you have some fans in the chat. Bryce says, "Sign me up." Terry says, "I feel the need for a team building experience there at the training academy."
It's it
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing. We have a lot of adults that wanna do the training academy and stuff of that nature, and, I'm just really excited because Ghostbusters is so iconic, and a lot of people are just so excited for this. Um, I'll show you the videos later and send them to you. You guys can put them on your page. I
sure.
sent them to Bob already, but so many people have reached out, and, like, today alone, a lady made me 2 amazing promo videos advertising the show, and just everybody's jumping on board how they want to honor the show. In the morning on both days, we're gonna have all the Ghostbusters that show up appear on stage. Hey, how we doing, Cherryland Ghostbusters? We love you guys. We're gonna have all on stage and do a group picture. And I actually hired a second photographer for this show because I want to make sure that we don't miss anything. I would love to have a skit go on there. I know some people are gonna do some crazy stuff. There's talk about they want to slime me on stage, but I said if they do raise some money for charity, we'll see what we can do. But they did slime me 2 years ago. My Ghostbuster friends did slime me at a trunk or treat. But it's just gonna be amazing. The fun stuff we're gonna do, and I'm just really excited. I want to have some words with the Ghostbusters beforehand. I want to honor them. I would love to have 50, 60, 70 Ghostbusters up front for a group picture. I was told that, Ghostbusters are supposed to stay in their zones and quadrants and not supposed to cross the lines, to no and stuff like that. But when I made the invitation to bring everybody together, they thought that was really cool. A couple of people said, "Oh, you're not supposed to do that," but it's my show and I wanted to do it. And I got so much feedback saying, "Wow, that's awesome. We're going to meet Ghostbusters from all over." It's just awesome. I'm so excited to see all the stuff. We're gonna have an inflatable Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We got some inflatable Terror Dogs gonna be there. We're just gonna have all sorts of vendors having a great time.
Yeah, and it's peculiar that you heard that it was sort of something that was either not allowed or frowned upon. I don't know how other cities or states, do their events and not or whatnot, but right before you came on, I was telling the story about my first event with my team, and we had 5 groups from all over the state of Texas come together. And it was my first, so I had no idea what to expect, but it felt like these guys must do this all the time. Like, we were all getting along, we were all enjoying the event together, we were all, putting smiles on families' faces, and that's what
That's
sold me on why
Yep.
I do this now for the 2 or 3 years I've been doing this. But um, more groups should think like you, and like the Michigan teams and the Texas teams bring people together. The franchise, the movies bring people together. That's why we go to the movies to watch Ghostbusters and all these other films. And events like this should do the same thing. Bring folks together. And the more
exactly.
Ghostbusters you have in one place, the more positive energy. You know what I'm talking about? Exactly.
Exactly. And that's one reason I'm just so excited about doing this is, I actually fell in love with Comic Cons. And I'm like, when I was in the Navy, I went to the best Comic Con in the world, San Diego Comic Con.
Oof,
And I
yes.
said, you know what? When I get out of the Navy, I want to open up a toy shop and I want to do Comic Cons. I want to bring people together and have fun because this was cool. And I got out of the military, opened up a toy shop, and then got into the Comic Con scene. And here we are multiple years later doing all sorts of shows. And I've been invited to do other shows, which we'll be talking about later. And I'll invite all my Ghostbuster friends. But I've made some amazing Ghostbuster friends all through Michigan. And I hope to meet more excuse me, voice crack. I
You're
hope
good.
to meet more and just have a blast. Ghostbusters was like my childhood. I know I'm old, but Ghostbusters was a huge, huge part of my childhood. And I loved the soundtrack, played it all the time. I loved the special effects. I loved the recent Ghostbuster movie that came out, and how they paid homage to all the characters and stuff like that. And Egon, when he came as a ghost, oh my God, that was amazing. And we have special limited edition Ghostbuster badges, which I unfortunately forgot. But we have special limited edition artwork made by my buddy who made the website and made the stuff. He is actually made the badges. So you're going to have a Slimer, a Stay Puft, that librarian ghost. You're going to have you're going to have the Ghostbuster characters themselves on badges available there. We also have a trifold, which I shame on me that I don't have with me, but I bought and made a trifold that will
Oh, wow.
basically have the Ghostbuster stuff on the front, all the information. You open it up, it's the map, then it has the schedule, and then on the other side, it's got the other schedule, and the back has all the sponsors, has slime all over it. It is really, really cool. And that's something, I'm really proud of. Like I said, I went a little extra crazy on spending this year, but I wanted to make it special because how often does the 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters come around?
It's a perfect time. It's a perfect time, Paul.
And then the movie comes out 2 weeks after the show.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great month of March, especially for anybody in the Michigan area. For more information, where are all the updates going to first? Is there a website? Do you want them to go to Facebook? Where's the best place for them to get more info?
I just had a meeting today, and we have a new website up. But if you go to Midland Mall Comic Con on Facebook, right there's going to be the link. There's going to be also our news. We had an interview today that released from the Midland newspaper, and also I'll have the website, the actual real website posted.
Awesome. That's perfect.
And thank you very much, everybody, for talking about the discount hotel. We do have a discounted hotel behind the mall. It's going to be the Spring Hill Marriott, and it's a really nice hotel right literally behind there. So
I love it. For
I
more
love all these
information,
comments.
these are fantastic folks. We have the best chat in all of social media when it comes to Ghostbusters. I love these people. For more information, go to Midland Mall Comic Con on Facebook. There's more details about the vendors and what they're going to be selling that are all Ghostbusters themed. You'll get the information about the hotels and the discounts for them. You get more information about the training academy that they're going to be doing. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate, I'm sure, to message them on Facebook, and you'll
Yep.
probably be answering questions for anybody that has them. So, Paul, any final comments or any final statements for this massive event that you're doing in the next 3 weeks?
If you're a Ghostbuster fan, you have to be there. You cannot miss it. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I'm excited that all my vendors and all my friends have joined on this. There's going to be some amazing pieces of artwork and different things you'll never find again. There's limited edition artwork just made for the show. And who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Dang straight. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm excited.
Appreciate you, Paul. I don't know how you don't have any more you need to hear after that. This fan base loves their collectibles. They love their exclusives, and you're going to get a bunch of those at Midland Mall Comic Con. Paul, thanks again for joining us, man. Have a great
My pleasure.
night.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you guys, and I hope it's just epic that weekend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Wow, folks. Wow. Yeah, what more needs to be said after that? For more information, please go check out Midland Mall Comic Con on Facebook. Bryce is in the chat. We are the best, the beautiful, the only Ghostheads Radio Chat. Jamie Hodges, what's going on, bro? Good luck, gang. Sounds like a blast. South Dakota's in the house. Bryce says, good luck, Paul. Kev says, wish I could make it. You never know, Kev. Sometimes miracles do happen. All right, folks. We have one more guest tonight. If you were on the stream a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the Bill Murray event in Austin, Texas. Well, I'm not the only one who was there. Joining me right now from the Containment Unit, Autographs and Collectibles Group, you know him as Ghosthead Tom, aka Tom Henry. What's going on, sir?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Am I frozen?
You are, which is not something that doesn't happen on this show quite often. Maybe toggle your camera real quick.
Yeah, let's see.
There you go.
Oh, well, no, I have another still image of my face, apparently.
Quite peculiar. I'm
see.
going to blame that on the ghosts. I don't know why that's happening.
There we go. That could be my my headshot there. Thank you for
There you
having me
go.
on.
Nah, no problem. Thank you, sir. You and I met serendipitously. We were at this, I don't want to say exclusive, but it was a very limited event just outside of Austin, Texas, in which I don't know why it's not working for you. I apologize.
I don't know. It's all right.
Let's see here. Are you on a PC or a smart device right now?
I'm on a Mac.
On a Mac?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, try a different browser if you want to use that same
Sure.
link and come back. Yeah.
Okay, will do.
Meanwhile, I will chat up the folks here. He's going to be right back, and he's going to join us to talk about the event. But I don't know what else I could probably say that I haven't already said about it. Bill Murray was kind of hosting alongside the Chive KCCO. They were hosting an event just outside Austin, Texas, and Bill was the man of the hour. He hosted a costume contest. He was doing a Q&A with the fans. I've been sharing videos of those over the last few weeks. So after this stream, if you want to see some of those Q&A videos, head on over to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel to see those. But Tom was also in attendance, and I hope he can explain just as well, if not better than I can, what that night was all about. Welcome, Tom. How's it
Hello.
going, sir?
Hey, this time with 100% more motion. So glad to be here.
Absolutely. You already have some fans in the chat.
I have some
Jamie
fans.
Hodges says that
Oh,
hair is too beautiful for the camera to capture. Keeps rage quitting.
yeah, that does sound like Jamie. Yeah, there's my partner Matt and I at the Containment Unit. We get a lot of comments on our hair.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Ghostbusters fans should always have great hair. I think that's just one of the criteria.
Yeah, I'm with you. We like
Not
to
not
try
just
to
the men,
emulate
the
each other.
women too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I talked a little bit about this event. I shared some of my stories, but I'd love to hear from you. How would you describe this event and maybe your feelings and how your emotions progressed throughout the night? Because if you were like
Sure.
me, it started off kind of slow. I was a little uneasy because I did not know what to expect. Maybe you
Yeah.
were in the same boat, and then it sort of was just the floodgates had opened of just bliss as we were surrounded in the aura of Mr. Murray.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about your experience?
Yeah, I for those who have never seen my face before or aren't a member of the Containment Unit, we're an autograph collecting group, Ghostbusters autographs. That's something that I've been doing since I was 9 years old, collecting autographs. And obviously Bill Murray, he's the Moby Dick, he's the white whale of Ghostbusters autograph collecting. And you I personally I have met Bill before. This wasn't the first opportunity, but I didn't know really how that was going to go. I didn't know a lot about the event. A friend had sent me the link, and it sounded awesome. I grew up in Arizona, so an old West style event where you have to, dress up like a cowboy and stuff sounded epic. And with Bill Murray there, I was like, it's the 40th anniversary. This only happens once, and
Yeah.
Bill is there, and you got to take that opportunity. Because I have a ghost. I showed you this. I have a Ghostbusters Afterlife poster, and he was the
Yep.
last person that needs to sign it for it to be complete. And so I had to take the chance. So Jen and I, we flew down a very short trip. We were there for just about 30 hours in Texas. But yeah, the event was amazing. It was I'm sure you described it, but it was, to me, it looked like Tombstone. If you've ever seen the movie Tombstone,
Yes.
you know, it's an old West street, and there's old West houses on either side, and this Project Venkman took it over, and there was food trucks and games and axe throwing and bull riding and ghost heads. We had a life-size Stay Puft, but the highlight, or the reason everybody is there, is because Bill Murray is there, and he's just there. He's the mayor of that town essentially for the night, and he just wandered around and did his Bill Murray thing, and it was great because he was in a, I've told some friends this, that there's two versions of Bill Murray, and
Yeah.
and there's the version that you hear the stories about, and then there's the version that's not as friendly. And Bill was in a mood that I've never seen or heard described. He was wonderful, and he appeared to be having the best time, and it was a night I'll never forget. And just him being so gracious, and with everybody there being so respectful, it was just really something special. Texas really brought it, and showed him, a good night.
Yeah, definitely. Especially Austin. I don't know how many events I've been to in Austin, but I promise you, all my favorite events, no matter what they are, concerts, promotional things, all of them are fantastic in Austin. It's just a
Oh
different
yeah,
kind of crowd. But I love something you said that folks who have commented on my videos have touched on. They've never seen Bill that honest before. Like, they've never seen him that open before. And I will agree. I've only seen Bill in front of cameras, talk shows, interviews, whatnot. And he always seems like he has maybe like a wall, or that he's trying to be funny. But in this setting, he just was naturally doing things because he was curious, and he just wanted to have fun. And I mentioned earlier, there was like activities that were all based on his previous
yeah,
films and works. He just wanted to do every single one of them. And that's what it kind of felt like. He was just doing this American Gladiator obstacle course of Bill Murray activities based on
yeah.
his films. And it was fantastic. And you, as somebody who was there, it was, good for us because we got to do all the same things, and there's food and drinks and all that. But just witnessing Murray in this sort of element where he just wanted to enjoy himself, and kind of like freely, you saw him jamming out to music. You saw him, egging on people to get on a mechanical
Oh
bull.
yeah,
I mean, it was just, I'll never see
right.
anything like that ever again. And you're
Yeah,
just in awe that not only are you witnessing him, but you're witnessing him just being a normal person, doing things to have fun, just amuse himself. He just wanted to
yeah.
do things to amuse himself, and that's just incredible. It was a
And
fantastic event.
it was, and him sitting on stage at the end of the night and doing a Q&A session is
Yeah.
something that, if I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I would be less surprised than I was in that moment. And the SNL question was me. I asked him that because
Ah,
in
well
the
done.
moment I was like, what is something that might get him to open up and tell like a real story? And he did. He told a story about Bill Murray on stage in front of 250 people, told a story about humility, and it was touching and amazing. And that's not the Bill that you get. And I saw something similar with Ivan Reitman around the time Afterlife came out. Ivan became very reflective about his career, and whenever you'd see him in interviews or events, he was talking about the impact of Ghostbusters and the impact on his life and kind of what it means, right? And so
Right.
I almost feel like Bill's at that same spot. um, he's celebrating, you mentioned it earlier in the show, celebrating his legacy.
Yeah.
All of those events were designed around his legacy,
Yep.
and I think the storytelling supports that. And I just think that he's in a different space, and I certainly hope that's the case, because this is a Bill Murray, and that's very insightful. And it was just so. I'm so privileged to have been able to be there, and thankfully, I'm so grateful that you got it all on video, because we didn't. We were just shocked sitting there, and so now we have it captured on film, and it's so wonderful.
Yeah, have you seen the video that I took of the SNL question?
Yeah, absolutely. I saved it.
Yeah. I didn't know that was you. So that's fantastic
Yeah.
to find out that was you, because it was a great question. And it was even better for people either in attendance or like myself that went back, because I was not watching SNL in 76, 77. So I went back and I was looking up, hey, Ray Charles on SNL. And sure enough, like, there's the cast on stage
Yeah.
with him. And who's right next to Ray? Mr. Murray clapping with like the most gigantic smile on his face. And I'm just like, you know what? The way Bill feels in that video at the moment is exactly how we all
Yeah.
felt listening to him tell that story. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so insane. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's freaking fantastic. Did you have, other than your amazing question, did you have another sort of favorite moment? I know you got your poster sign, so it's probably the second thing you're going to say. But what is something else that either might have surprised you or just something you didn't anticipate that ended up happening?
Uh, well, I got this, we got the photo with Bill, the selfie, and he made a joke to me when we were taking the photo. It's a little bit inappropriate. I don't know what your audience is like, but
They're fine.
um,
They're all old,
but
like me.
so yeah, he put his arm around Jen, and so I started to walk around to go get on the other side of him for the photo, and I get on the other side, and he looks at me and he smiles and he goes, "It's better with the girl in the center." And so I went back around, and we did the selfie, and it's he's got a cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the highlight of the night. Yes, I got the autograph, and yes, we got the selfie. The autograph, the for me, it was a redemption moment,
Sure.
because I had a bad experience with Bill in the past,
Oh no.
and I met that other version of him, and it was still wonderful, and it's still a memory that I cherish, but it just wasn't. As a fan, it's one of those don't meet your hero moments, and going into the event, it was a risk, because it could have been much worse. It could have been much better, and it was much better. I got to have a moment like you did with somebody who has meant the world to us for the last 40 years of our
Yeah.
lives, and we got to have a real brief but moment with him where you can think back to that 10 years from now and be like, that night I met Bill Murray, and he was funny, and he was insightful, and
And
he
charming.
yeah, and charming, and he cared about his fans, and it was we're in such a we're in a small group of people who have that
Sure.
kind of experience, and I can't stop gushing about it.
You mentioned that line. I was so worried. People say never meet your heroes. And luckily, I'm very lucky and blessed to say I've met like 2 or 3 of my heroes, some in the music industry, and now Bill, who was I talked a little bit about it before, and I'll try not to repeat myself too much. But Ghostbusters 84, whenever I could understand, whenever I was old enough to understand, Bill's line was my mantra for the rest of my life. Call it fate, call it luck, call it karma. I believe everything happens for a reason. I don't know when that clicked for me, how old I was, but it clicked. And so this was case in point. This entire night, this entire event, I would not have been at that event had I not made the connections in the Ghostbuster community that I had. And so it's all about fate or destiny or luck, whatever you want to call it, higher power, most likely. But I'm there because of the steps I've gone through and the people I've met and those connections I've made. And I had that. People said, but you should never meet your heroes. I had that in my head. I'm just like, oh, this could go bad. I didn't have any expectations of him. I was sort of keeping my expectations low in case I was disappointed. But he was there for hours. I didn't count how many, maybe at least 2, maybe 3 hours he was there, and that was way more than I anticipated. I'm like, "Oh, he'll probably be there for like a hour, maybe less, and then he'll bolt or something." But, he just didn't want to leave, and by the end of the night, I feel like he just wanted to jam, and he was hanging out with the band, and he was clapping his hands and stomping his feet, and just incredible. It was like witnessing a unicorn for the first time. You're like, what am I looking at? Yeah,
I've seen video after video of him singing and partying, and you hear the stories. Who knows if they're true? But him showing up at weddings and stuff, that's who he is, and it's really cool just to see him dancing there, and I like that people leave him alone too when he was out there in the crowd. It was really respectful.
100%, and I think it took maybe a while to get there because he was kind of skirting his feet a little quicker maybe when it started, but eventually the crowd got a little tamer, and he got a little bit more outgoing, and power to him. I forget how old he is. I know he's in his late 70s, right?
Yeah, I think
and
mid 70s.
And so being out there walking around back and forth this place, it's maybe 50 degrees by the end of the night. It's like starting to drizzle, and he didn't care. He didn't look uncomfortable. He didn't like mind anything. He just like was in the moment. Everybody was just in the moment, and it was a beautiful thing to behold. Just Austin, baby. That's all it is. Austin people I know there's people from like all over the place, but it was just outside of Austin. It just doesn't get any better than that.
You talked about Austin, and you talked about fate.
Yeah.
I was in Austin 10 years ago, this time of year for South by Southwest, and then
Nice.
haven't been back since. And then 10 years later, it's like you got to go back for Murray.
Absolutely. I do have one final kind of sizzle reel, if you would care to witness it as well. You mind?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure I cue this up correctly. So folks, this is one of my final videos from the event, but this is just more of like a sizzle of like everything that happened. So I'm gonna mute myself and Tom while we witness it. But this will be sort of the last big video from the event. I might have a few more from the Q&A to come out, but this is what they called Wild Bill in Austin, Texas. Check it out.
got to take care of the horse. You know why? So it turned out to be an Olympic jumper, and it was this incredibly beautiful horse. And the actual owner came and took care of the horse and everything all the time. But it was just a beautiful, beautiful horse. And my kids got to ride this horse and talk about it.
Yeah.
Regal ride. They were just whoa. Yeah. He was really something. Yeah, really. All right, well, I got to get to work. I mean, Johnny said So let's see the costumes. Who's got a costume on? Let's get this done. Okay, this fellow's come as Carl Spackler, which takes a certain amount of courage, but there's no drool on your shirt. Disqualified. This guy looks more like Danny Aykroyd than
Wrangler.
Okay, all right. You're mixing your metaphors here. Who else? That's a pair of boxer underwear. What am I going to do with that? All right, no, we're looking for I see you got a Cub hat and a Ghostbusters hat. There's got actually the one. Okay, who's going left?
He's got a quick change.
Very nice too, but sometimes less is more, fellas. I don't want to be the guy to tell you, but I think I already know who it is. It's a girl who asked me, and I hope she's still here, who asked me, you know who you are, come on up here.
Come on.
Are you the keymaster?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
What do you
awesome.
think, Tom?
That was great. Did you see him laughing there at the end? He was having a blast.
I'm not gonna remember Bill. I'm always just gonna have that picture from now on as like my thought of him is just hunched over, belly laughing, and that huge smile that he has on his face. That's gonna be just my thought of him forever, and that's just gonna be it. Um, I've never seen that before. Him in that element and just laughing
Yeah.
so hard, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah, just a very special night.
Yeah, magical one. Yeah, it was incredible. It could not have gone better. I was in shock when he first spoke to me and shook my hand, and then took a photo that came out great, and then you got an autograph. I got one as well. So you
You do?
have
Nice.
you have a poster. I have the Funko Firehouse with
Oh,
the
awesome.
Venkman figure, and I got Ernie to sign the Firehouse the last time I met him, and now I have Bill who signed the roof of the Firehouse. So Dan, I'm coming for you, boy. I just need you to finish this Firehouse for me, Dan. That's it. Tom, thanks so much for joining us, man. You
My
do
pleasure.
so much fantastic things with the containment unit. You're an autograph collector, and you help get autographs for other folks. Tell people what you're doing next, or tell them how to get more information, how you can help them get some of these autographs for themselves.
Of course. You're going to get an exclusive. I'm going to tell you our 2 announcements, which go live tomorrow. But the containment unit, it's called the containment unit. We collect spores, molds, and autographs. We are on Facebook. You can find us also kind of on Instagram. We're not great at social media and Twitter, but Facebook is where you want to go. We do signings constantly. We've done 50 signings with Ghostbusters cast and crew. Thanks, Bobby. Love you. And our next upcoming signings in the spring, tomorrow we'll be announcing Kurt Fuller. He's Jack Hardemeyer from Ghostbusters 2. And then a really special one that we're excited about, the last living actor to portray Vigo the Carpathian, Howie Weed. He played the demon version of Vigo. He also played the possessed version of Ray. So we'll be signing with those two gentlemen in the spring, and got a lot of other surprises coming up as well.
I love it. And in case anybody missed that, that is the
That's us.
Containment Unit on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. So just search up groups and put in there. We collect spores, molds, and Ghostbusters autographs. Over 1,000, almost 2,000 folks already in this group. And so if you're watching this right now, it's because you're a Ghostbuster fan, just like us. You're a ghost head. You might as well put yourself in this group and see what Tom can do for you. Tom, thanks so much, man, for being on this show. I needed somebody else to help explain exactly what I went
course.
through. And so I'm glad to not only run into you, but hear that help me tell folks exactly what, we went through together. So I'm stoked, man. I don't know what else to ask you, but it's the 40th anniversary. Frozen Empire is just around the corner. What is this year that we're in? Where's your mindset right now?
We are in the biggest year that has ever been to be a Ghostbusters fan. You've got an anniversary, you've got a new movie. It's going to be a wild ride. So if you're a Ghostbusters fan, just buckle up and enjoy it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been telling folks since Afterlife, whether you believe it or not, we're in the golden age of Ghostbusters fandom right now. Multiple movies, we have TV shows in the works, we have multiple events. It's just, the merchandise has never been bigger, more authentic. We're getting replicas of just about everything, and there's no end in sight. So, congrats, folks! You've made it to the golden age of Ghostbusters fandom. I want to thank Paul King, who joined us earlier. If you missed that, he's throwing a Ghostbusters 40th anniversary themed Comic Con in Midland, Michigan. For more information, go check out Midland Mall Comic Con. You don't want to miss that. If you can make it, be sure to do so. And Tom also runs the Containment Unit. We collect spores, molds, and Ghostbusters autographs. If you're a fan, you want some autographs like she does, be sure to join the Facebook group. And Tom, thanks again, man. Congrats to everything that you're doing. You're helping a lot of fans obtain fantastic memorabilia. So you're doing the Lord's work.
Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. It's our pleasure. And mahalo. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next week. I will be joined by a few more Ghostbusters groups that are doing some fantastic things, some chapters. So we'll see you next week. And once, as always, thanks for watching.